Hello there Stevos, and welcome back to my YouTube channel SteveOfficial. In this video I am going to be talking about the Nintendo Directs and the PlayStation State of Play that we got on Thursday the 14th of September 2023. So that date was a very big day for people in the gaming calendar, whether it's Nintendo fans or PlayStation fans or both fans alike. So of course it's been a busy year for Nintendo. It released one of the best games of the year and a sequel to Breath of the Wild, but based on Thursday's Nintendo Direct that just wrapped up. The company isn't slowing down. Nintendo promised that the September Direct would feature roughly 40 minutes of information about Nintendo Switch games coming this winter, and while we'd argue Nintendo pushed the definition of the time frame of winter, the show more than delivered. 3, 2, 1, go! F099, which Nintendo just announced during its September Direct, is now available to download from the Nintendo eShop. If you're brave enough, jump in to take on up to 98 fellow racers. And Nintendo really love remakes, as Nintendo's September Direct announcements covered a bunch of remakes and remasters coming to the Nintendo Switch: Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, a collection of both Another Code titles, Luigi's Mansion 2 and Mario vs Donkey Kong. Those are all in addition to games like Advance Wars and Metroid Prime remakes, which came to Nintendo Switch earlier this year. Long last as well, Sora gets his amiibo announced during today's Nintendo Direct showcase. The Keyblades chosen will finally receive his plastic statuette, which means that now every Smash Bros Ultimate Fighter finally has one. Complete the set when he arrives next year, or add to your Kingdom Hearts shrine, or both. If you're a fan of the classic Tomb Raider series, today's Nintendo Direct had something special for you. Lara Croft makes her triumphant return to the console, as well as PC, PlayStation and Xbox, with a remaster of her first 3 games in Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered, starring Lara Croft. The 3 games are all coming to the Switch with improved graphics and hopefully improved control schemes. Lara Croft's classic trilogy has been re-released on PC and mobile, but the PC release suffered from lackluster controls that made it difficult to raid tombs properly. Now, I'm not going to lie, this one kind of excited me a little bit, because I do remember back in the day when the PlayStation 1 was a thing, you had Tomb Raider on the PlayStation, and while I wasn't really as familiar with Tomb Raider, I think actually my brother was actually quite into the Tomb Raider franchise on PlayStation. I do remember seeing the game on PlayStation. I remember us having the game on PlayStation when I was a kid, but anyway, either way though, that one kind of excites me, because I definitely do want to give those games a go, but you know, fingers crossed though, the games do work properly on the Switch, whereas with the PC version, they've been having some issues with it. Nintendo shared a new trailer for its next WarioWare game at the September Nintendo Direct, and it looks just as silly as the other games in the series. You'll have to move your body in some creative ways to complete each micro game, which I'm guessing will be a riot if you're playing with some friends or family. WarioWare Move It launches on Nintendo Switch on November 3rd. A new trailer for Super Mario RPG has been released, and it includes some new details about what it's like to actually play the game, including some tweaks to the original game's already great battle system. Super Mario RPG is scheduled to be released on November 17th. Nintendo has given Another Code Trace Memory and its sequel, Another Code R, a remake for the Switch. Both games will return fully enhanced as part of the Another Code Recollection bundle that will release on Nintendo Switch on January 19th, 2024. Another Code Trace Memory first launched as a point-and-click adventure on the Nintendo DS in 2005. It follows 13-year-old Ashley Mizuki Robbins as she searches for her father on Blood Edward Island, with the DS version prompting you to complete puzzles along the way using the handheld's touchscreen. The next big update for social deduction game Among Us is a new mushroom-themed map called the Fungal, announced during Nintendo's September Direct. The crewmates are stranded on a deserted island infested with poisonous mushrooms, but since it's Among Us, I'm sure many of the biggest threats you encounter will be from your fellow traitorous players. If you haven't played Dave the Diver yet, you really should when it comes to Switch on October 26th. It's a fish-catching roguelike mixed with a restaurant simulator, mixed with a bunch of other genres, and somehow it all holds together. And during its September Direct event, Nintendo announced progress on plans to convert its old Nintendo Uji Ugura plant in Kyoto, Japan, into a gallery displaying its various products dubbed the Nintendo Museum. The site is under construction and on track to finish by March 2024. However, an exact opening date hasn't been announced yet. Other than the concept rendering from its original announcement in 2021, Nintendo showed off an iconic question block that that's painted on the building's roof and from the air. You can get an idea of how it will line up with the planned design, at least from the outside. The sixth and final wave of DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch is coming this holiday season. Nintendo announced during its September Direct that the Send-Off Booster Course Pack will include a new course and 4 new playable characters, including Peachette, Pauline, and, most importantly, Funky Kong. Like previous boosters, you'll be able to purchase it standalone or access it with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack subscription. Paper Mario is back at its September 2023 Nintendo Direct. The company announced a remake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, the beloved RPG that first came out for the GameCube. The game is set to come out sometime in 2024. It looks incredible, in large part thanks to the game's original paper and cardboard art design, holding up remarkably well. But there have clearly been some graphical enhancements to make the game look even better on Nintendo Switch hardware. In Nintendo's trailer, characters in particular looked really impressive. They actually seemed like their cardboard cutouts come to life. The remake also looks to be incredibly faithful to the original game, as the trailer is packed with iconic moments. And Luigi's Mansion 2 remake for Switch is coming next year. Officially titled Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, it's set to release in summer 2024. Nintendo showed off a new trailer at the September 2023 Nintendo Direct. Trombone Champ is tooting its way to Nintendo Switch with 4-player co-op. So the toot-tacular indie darling Trombone Champ is releasing right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. Announced during Thursday's September Direct, last year's hilarious music rhythm game that was a sleeper hit on Steam is making the move to Switch. The game also has new control schemes just for the Switch, allowing you to use the Joy-Con controller's motion or IR sensors to control your trombone pitch. Splatoon 3's expansion pass is getting a new single-player campaign. The DLC called Side Order comes out in spring 2024 and is designed to be replayed over and over according to Nintendo. The new DLC invites you to see what has happened to Inkopolis Square, the city featured in Splatoon 2. As you traverse the Spire of Order, you can continue to level up your abilities by adding upgrades to run speed, splash, damage, and more. The new mode also features damage counters that appear when you splat your enemies, which seem a bit distracting at first glance. Mario and Donkey Kong face off in Game Boy Advance Remake. He's the leader of the bunch, you know him well. He's finally back to kick some Mario tail in Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Mario vs. Donkey Kong seems to be a remake of the 2004 Game Boy Advance game. In it, Mario must complete a series of platforming puzzles to reach Donkey Kong and thwart his theft of wind-up Mario toys. Earlier this year, Nintendo teased that it had a Princess Peach game in the works with Thursday's September Direct. We finally know more about the game, which is officially titled Princess Peach Showtime. Peach will be able to put on different outfits to transform into new versions of Peach with different powers, like Detective Peach and Kung Fu Peach. During the Direct, Nintendo hinted that there were more transformations than what was shown, so I bet there are some fun surprises in store. The game is scheduled to release on March 22nd, 2024. So that is everything that was announced during the Nintendo Directs for September. So obviously, you know, they did a 40-minute presentation. I basically just clamped that all down into kind of like a 11-minute, 12-minute kind of piece for you there. We're now going to move on to the next kind of live stream that Sony did for their PlayStation fans out there on Thursday this week. And of course, I'm talking about the State of Play. And of course, PlayStation held its latest State of Play showcase, where Sony's gaming arm focused on upcoming indie and third-party games on the way to PlayStation consoles, as well as the PSVR 2 headsets. So let's have a look and see what was announced. So first of all, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is out on February 29th, 2024. So the last but biggest announcement coming out of today's State of Play was the release date for the second part of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix revealed that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be released exclusively on PS5 on February 29th, 2024. More interestingly, the end of the trailer unveiled that Rebirth will be released on 2 separate discs. Insomniac Games released a new gameplay trailer for Spider-Man 2, where the biggest takeaway was that over 65 different Spider suits will be available when the game releases next month. Insomniac notes that the original designs, in addition to suits that were depicted in comic books and movies, will be available. Capcom confirmed that its critically acclaimed remake of Resident Evil 4 is indeed getting paid post-launch content in the form of Separate Ways, which releases on September 21st. Set during the events of Resident Evil 4, players control Ada Wong, who appears a few times in the main story. We already knew that a VR mode for Resident Evil 4's PS5 version was in development, but news has been seldom until now, where Capcom shared a new gameplay trailer along with confirmation that the PSVR 2 mode will be available as a free download sometime this winter. Ubisoft showed off a new trailer for its upcoming open world game Avatar Frontiers of Pandora at the September 2023 State of Play. Players will control Na'vi, who was abducted by the RDA and trained in human ways as one of the last members of the Serentu clan. Players will return to Pandora in a fish out of water type experience. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is out December 7th. Sony has added more options to provide some personal flair to your PS5. At today's State of Play, the company announced the Deep Earth Collection, a new line of accessories that includes 3 new colours, Volcanic Red, Cobalt Blue and Sterling Silver. These new colours will be available as console covers and DualSense controllers. The red and blue faceplates and DualSense controllers will arrive on November 3rd, while the silver colour for both will be available on January 26th, 2024. Bennett Foddy, the developer behind Getting Over It, announced that his next game will arrive in the summer of 2024, published by Devolver Digital. Baby Steps, based on its new trailer, looks a lot like a walking simulator where players control Nate, who walks this world one step at a time. After an announcement last week that Roblox was coming to PlayStation consoles, today's State of Play revealed that the PS4 version of the game will arrive on October 10th, and it includes cross-platform support. After being announced over 2 years ago, Endreams officially announced that Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord will release on October 26th, just in time for Halloween. Set in San Francisco, players run their own ghost-busting business. Players will have the chance to play solo or with up to 3 friends as they try and stop the powerful Ghost Lord and his band of malevolent ghosts from causing chaos. We already knew that Arrowhead was working on a sequel to its 2015 top shooter game, and after an initial announcement in May, the developer announced today that Helldivers 2 will arrive on PS5 and PC on February 8th, 2024. Following its colourful reveal in May, Square Enix announced that its Splatoon-esque shooter, Foam Stars, is getting an open beta. The beta will be available on PS5 and will commence on September 29th and conclude on October 1st. Bandai Namco Studios made a jaw-dropping surprise, announcing that its over 2-year-old RPG Tales of Arise is getting an expansion subtitled Beyond the Dawn. The expansion arrives on November 9th. And that is pretty much it in regards to the state of play announcements as well. So there was a few things there for PlayStation fans to kind of dig their teeth into when they do come out later this year. Anyway, that is all from this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Are you a Nintendo Switch gamer? Are you a PlayStation 5 gamer? And is there any titles that I've spoken about in this video that you're excited to be playing on either 2 of the consoles when they come out later this year or into 2024? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new around here and you want to see more content from me, then feel free to hit that subscribe button to become a Stevo. I will be back for you again on Monday at 4 PM UK time. That's Monday the 18th of September at 4 PM UK time with my next weekly vlog. But until then though, it's goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.